we've been spending a lot of time with this branch class we created talking about the if statements, and we've got one more topic that I think is very important that we need to cover from a numbers perspective. So what I want to do is I want to ask another input up here at the top. So we are asked for our age. Let's go ahead and also ask for our gender. So we're going to go ahead and make it a char, and we're going to ask for gender. So we have a char up here, and now when we ask for our input for our in piece down here, we're going to make a little change here. We're going to say enter your gender, and we're going to ask for next line. We want to get a string coming back. We want them to type in what letter that they are. So that is going to require that we set the gender up here. So right now we have age. We're just going to change that to gender, which is going to require a char, but this line right here is returning a string. So our string is going to do, first we want to make everything uppercase, so we're going to do a quick little run through the uppercase to make whatever they type into uppercase, and then we're going to do a char at, and we're going to get the first letter that they type in. So we haven't covered too many of these pieces right now, but let's just know that if I type in male or M, it will grab that letter, it will automatically uppercase it, so it's lowercase m or lowercase male will turn to all uppercase, and then we're going to grab just the first character, and we're going to store that in our gender there part of it. Since we are doing next line, we don't need to do it like an int here. We need to grab the next line. Since we're doing the next line, we do not need that last piece there. Okay, so if I run this, let's just go ahead and make sure that it grabs the pieces we want. So we'll enter our age as 45, we'll enter our gender, and we're going to type in male, and you are old enough. Okay, so it ran the check, but we want to make some changes to the bottom part. It seems to be catching what we need to in that particular case. So for our gender ID, we're going to do a couple, we're going to make some minor changes to this stuff. I'm going to stick with our full else if statement that we have here. So if we're under 21, we'll do something. If we're under 30, if we're over 80. But I want to add the ability to check something else also. So if you're under 21 and your gender equals, and we're going to say female. Notice I had to do single quotes because we're looking at a char. We don't use double quotes for chars. We look for single quotes. So if you're under 21 and you're equal to you're old enough, and we're going to say female. Okay. So now what's happening is both of these have to be true. I have to be under 21 and I have to be female. So if I happen to be typing 21, or let's say 18 and male, this is not going to be true, and we're now going to check this one, and we're not checking anything else. So if I'm 16 and I'm male, this part becomes false, which means this whole thing becomes false because and this has to be true and this has to be true. In that case, we would come down here and check it, and if the male's age is 16, we're going to say just old enough. So let's go ahead and run that and see what happens. So go ahead and click that, and we're going to run it. So first of all, we're going to say we're 16, and then we're going to say we're male, and you are just old enough. Okay, so 16 did print out you are not old enough, but because I have to make both of these true up here, I'm going to not find that one true, and I'm going to come down here, which the age for my male is 16, and you are just old enough. So I'm going to print out that one because I'm not checking it. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's make a change here. Let's go say or. So if age is less than 30 or gender equals male, now only one side of this needs to be true. So let's type in 80, a male that's 80. So age is not, so we're not even going to check the other side. Age is not less than 21, so we're going to skip that one. We're going to come down here. Age 80 is not less than 30, but if you're a male, you are just old enough. So either one of these can be true, and this line will run. So if I type in 80 as a male, I'm not going to go down here and check anything. I'm actually going to catch this one as true, one of these is true, I can print out that line. So if I run it again now here, we're going to print an old guy here. We'll say like 100 years old for this male, and he's going to be a male. And you are just old enough. So in that case, 80 is not less than 30, but I am a male. So that one becomes true. So an and statement means both things need to be true. An or statement means one side or the other needs to be true. There are many ways to combine these together to do some really crazy things. I'm not going to explain this stuff, but I can also do something like this. And I can do another and inside of there. And I can do, let's say salary, if we asked for that, salary is greater than 1,000. So in that case, I don't have a salary created here, but now both of these have to be true, or just this needs to be true. So you can make all kinds of combinations of things inside of here to do your checks, but the important ones to know are that and requires both pieces to be true, and your or requires one side or the other to be true. So oops, go ahead and clean up that a little bit, put it back to where it was here. So good to know how to do those things. One other thing which can be confusing is I can add a not sign in front of one of these to say, okay, this would say age is not less than 21. So it reverses the logic. And I'm not going to go into detail about that. That's something that you can play around with. But this exclamation point switches from a true statement to a false statement, or from a false statement to a true. It just reverses the logic inside of it so that you can do something a little bit different if you want to play around with it. But the important lessons for this is the double ampersands are ands, and the double pipes are ors. There is also a version of it for single on both of those, but we're not going to worry about covering those. You can feel free to research them on your own. Okay, so those are logic operators, ands and ors, and you can combine them to do some really fun things. Thank you very much.